Hey guys, Jesse670 of YouTube here. This may be a follow-up to the downright worst episode of SpongeBob, but I just wanted to get this out in the open. There are a lot of episodes in the new SpongeBob series that are called Squidward Torture Fest. One good example of that is Pineapple Fever or or Tentacle Vision. Anyway, I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be doing a rant on one of them. I don't know which. But in this case, I'm going to be doing okay. I'm going to be doing a rant on the episode Squid's Visit. Squid's Visit has to be the most creepy, disturbing piece of trashed television celluloid I have ever seen. It is lazily written, and they make sure SpongeBob is completely oblivious and does not care about how Squidward feels. They actually go through great lengths to do that. Okay, so the episode starts out with SpongeBob and Squidward working at the Krusty Krab, and SpongeBob asks Squidward, what are you doing? And Squidward doesn't pay any attention to him. And then while they're walking out of the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob asks Squidward to come and visit him. And Squidward replies, I will never visit you, ever. And guess what happens? SpongeBob is clinging onto Squidward's legs and crying his eyes out, practically begging him and pleading him to come over to his house. Okay, strike one with this episode. Mobro Studios was right. SpongeBob has become unsettling. Okay. He has become so obsessed with Squidward that it is just downright wrong and disturbing. But the writers seem to think that if they do that, it would probably make it funny. Newsflash, it is not funny. So, after some attempts, quote unquote attempts, finger quotes, to get Squidward to visit his house, SpongeBob learns from Patrick some advice, and Patrick tells him, borrow something, and then he'll have to come and get it back. So SpongeBob takes to the idea, and Squidward is making a casserole. I think it's like a coral casserole. I don't know. I really don't know. So while Squidward's back is turned, he he goes to find his vacuum cleaner, I think. I haven't seen this episode in such a long time, so I'm a little rusty. He finds out that SpongeBob has stolen his vacuum cleaner and left a note. saying that Squidward apparently lent his vacuum cleaner to SpongeBob. Thievery much? That is just... I'm not angry. I'm just baffled and a little annoyed. So, if you can actually believe it, Squidward calls up SpongeBob and he declares, "Why have you stolen my vacuum cleaner?" And SpongeBob is in such, he says in such an annoying and naive way, "I didn't steal it, I borrowed it." Yeah, sure, SpongeBob, you borrowed it. Hello, you apparently took it without Squidward's permission. So Squidward goes over to get his vacuum cleaner back, and SpongeBob invites him into the house. And what does Squidward find? SpongeBob has made a complete replica in his pineapple of Squidward's house, the inside of Squidward's house. If you think that is disturbing, just wait until you hear what I'm about to tell you later in this. So, Squidward is basically not happy. Yeah, he has every right to be ticked off. And SpongeBob just goes about his business and does not care if Squidward isn't happy. I don't know what the writers are doing. It's like they want to make, okay, here's what I'm trying to get at. They want SpongeBob to on purposely torture Squidward for no apparent reason. It just makes no sense. What is the point of that? No wonder Squidward's so miserable. So, Squidward goes around SpongeBob's house trying to find his vacuum cleaner and finds the disturbing scenes that I have mentioned earlier. He sees the pillow that SpongeBob has copied that his mother made for him that says "To Squidums with love, Mama." And he goes into the hallway and looks at the side of the screen and says, he even got the chip in the paint from when I moved in here." And that is when it really starts to get creepy and disturbing. To quote Mobro Studios, SpongeBob has broken into Squidward's house enough times to memorize every little detail. He went to all this trouble just to get Squidward into his house? What is he thinking? My thought exactly. When Squidward is just about to lose it, he finally finds his vacuum cleaner. But, however, the minute he steps outside his house, SpongeBob's house, he finds that his house has burned, his Easter Island head has burned to the ground. And who do you think Who do you think is responsible for that? Whose fault do you think it is? I'll give you guys one guess. Go ahead and guess. If you guessed SpongeBob, then you are correct. And apparently, Squidward had left his casserole in the oven, and while he was trying to get his vacuum cleaner back from SpongeBob, which again, the little egomaniac clearly stole from him and didn't even ask permission for it, that it caused Squidward's house to burn to the ground. And Squidward screams at SpongeBob, and he has the most idiotic smile on his face. Like, Johnny, I didn't do anything, Squidward. Everything's hunky-dory. This is why to quote Mobro Studios once again, this is why so many ex-fans hate SpongeBob now. He is a mind-numbing antagonist. And this episode is an example of that. Anyway, the episode ends with SpongeBob sleeping in the rubble of Squidward's house and Squidward sleeping in his replica in SpongeBob's house. And that is pretty much it. Pineapple fever is one of the many Squidward torture fests. Why? Why was it made? What was the purpose of it? I know why. Because the writers seem to love making SpongeBob torture Squidward. That's it. They just love to have SpongeBob make Squidward miserable. What was the point, guys? What were you trying to do? I ask you, what were you trying to do? This episode wasn't the least bit funny. Sorry about that, guys. My dog, Teddie Pom Pom, is barking in the background for no apparent reason. When she stops, I'll continue talking. Anyway, pineapple fever is just so incredibly bad. There's no excuse why it was made. No excuse whatsoever other than to make Squidward other than to take Squidward off and make him subject to being held hostage by SpongeBob. That's all I have to say. This is Jesse670 of YouTube signing out, and I hope you guys have a good night. See you later.